Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Children of Éarte. We're so excited to have you with us this evening. As usual, Adam, who are our amazing sponsors this week?
First, we have Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Thank you for your support throughout our campaign. They have gifted us with an Electrum chest code that you can find on the overlay or bouncing around the chat. We also have Die Hard Dice, who has gifted our cast with 6-sided spider stompers.
Hey,
yeah, that's kind of mean, especially with the womp womp that happened last time. But I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
It's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
But thank you, Die Hard Dice. You can use the code Éarte to get 10% off your order, and we're also giving away a $20 gift promotional code. Pay attention to the prompts in chat for that. And finally, tonight you'll hear the dulcet tones of Sirenscape because epic games need epic sound. I'm Adam Bradford, CDO at Demiplane, and I am tonight playing Silas Sorrell. We were just talking about him as Silas Jordan. I almost said Jordan. But Silas Jordan Sorrell, your dimensionally displaced magical superman.
Yay! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia Marie, and my socials are Alicia Marie Body. Very excited to be here tonight because tonight I get to play with my favorite characters, Fairuza Armstrong, attorney at law, who I guess I'm just sort of admiring my Harvard wardrobe lately. I've amassed quite the collection. I'm liking it.
One of the perks of this particular job.
I just see Alicia walking around LA and just all of the Harvard alums just coming up to her.
What year were you?
And you just start giving Fairuza's backstory.
I'm not a real Harvard grad. I just play one on stream.
You know what? If you said that in LA, I'm sure people would totally understand that, actually. You'd be like, oh, yeah, okay.
It's absolutely true. Hello, I am Jen Kretchmer. You can find me on the interwebs as @DreamWisp and streaming on Twitch as DreamWispJen. Tonight I am playing your friendly neighborhood troublemaker, Maeve Morgan Flynn, who does not have a Harvard sweatshirt unless she stole it from Fairuza.
Time.
You know, she might have been amassing quite a Harvard sweatshirt wardrobe. You just never know.
Ooh. Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren Urban. I'm the content manager over at Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. You can find me at my website, lauren-urban.com. Tonight, I'm playing Carolyn Neb Stern, friend to all creatures. When they don't want to eat her.
Unless they're Cookie Monster.
Even Cookie Monster.
And hello, everyone. I am Hope LaVelle. You can follow me on the socials at the Hope LaVelle. Tonight, I am playing Miss Robin Beckett, your favorite adventuring granny, who, did you know, actually, once was a children's book author. Oh, here's one of her books now. This is Princess Iridescent and the Cloudy Day, my first children's book, coming out in just a few days, March 1st on Amazon. So if you'd love to support it, I'll show you. There's a little Miss Beckett book imprint.
That is
there.
Adorable.
So it's official. It's written by Miss Beckett.
Oh my god.
But you can get it on Amazon in a few days. Follow my socials if you'd like to support. It's for ages 3 to 6. But you don't have to have kids to enjoy
40 something.
Exactly.
Or 26 like my son.
It's a really fun, colorful book, and I'm really proud of it. And thank you for letting me share this moment with you guys. And follow the socials for links when it comes out. So yes, hey, that's it. Okay.
How do
I love it.
follow that? I don't. I just say that I love all of these precious unicorn children of Éarte that I get to play with every week. What a special moment. So yeah, hi, I'm Deborah Ann Woll. I am your storyteller for this evening. So let's get right back into it. Get something cozy to drink or to wear, and we'll dive into the 73rd chapter of Children of Éarte. So, last week on Children of Éarte, You had a lovely little playtime slash, it got a little rough there in a whirlwind globe of wind, which spat you out back into the largest of the sort of hives, the first one that you encountered. And while you were there were a number of things that caught your interest. First and foremost was the body of a very old man lying at the bottom of this cavern. Surrounding him were these very faintly glowing runes that reminded you of some of the iconography you've been seeing in these different realms. While Maeve was sort of absent-mindedly playing with her necklace, she began to hear some voices, or a voice speaking with her, one she'd heard before. While she was communicating with that voice sort of on her own, the rest of you were investigating some of these sticky, gooey globs that were around and some of the other little holes and things in the area. And you had heard a voice talk about wanting a cookie. You want a cookie? It said. And when Neb took out a granola bar, a long, stretchy, stringy, something like a tongue reached out and grabbed it and her hand, pulling her back into the hole with it, at the same time as Maeve asked the voice calling to her for a door, which ended up shutting off 2 of the runes surrounding this body of this man you cannot seem to wake. He seems to be unconscious. What would we like to do? Neb has disappeared into a hole. Maeve is in a bit of a trance, off to the side a little bit. I'm not going to call for initiative quite yet, but what would you like to do?
I mean, how large is the hole?
It's significant. This is like a good 5 foot by 5 foot. The holes are all different kinds of sizes.
As soon as Silas sees Neb be pulled down a hole, I'm going to follow her.
Fantastic. So Silas, you fly down after Neb to find that about 20 feet away, she has been pulled in and is standing next to the largest, hairiest, blue frog-like creature you have ever seen. It currently has a blue tongue wrapped around her body as it has sort of yanked her in closer. And with that, Neb, I think I'm going to need you. Oh, no, you're okay. You're okay for now.
Something people don't get to say very often. Neb, you're okay for now.
Neb, you're okay for now. Right now, it's just kind of holding you close. It's got these enormous bulbous eyes sort of on either side that can look in, its own separate directions as it sort of has you gripped in this blue tongue off to one side here.
Just the granola bar, not me. Just the granola bar.
Neb, I mean, are you okay with this situation, or do I need to throw down here?
That is an excellent question that we should ask my new friend here. Just the granola bar, not me.
And you have your
wait. What did you say? What did you say? I didn't understand.
Yeah, that's true. I turned to Silas and I say, we'll have to see. Just we'll have to talk to my friend. Yes, I have. I've been speaking with this creature.
So now, with its tongue out, attempting to talk to you, it's it's a little bit. But you mostly hear nom 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 nom. And it does indeed open its mouth wide and attempt to pull you in for a bite. So with that,
now we're throwing down.
We shall roll some initiative on that one. The rest of you are welcome to roll initiative outside of the hole, as well as you will be hearing coming from within this hole. Please do roll your initiative as we fight these blue frog monsters, please.
All gonna be fine.
All right, we'll start up here. Silas.
That's the best I've had in a while. 23.
Ooh. And Robin.
12.
12 for Robin. And Fairuza.
I'll have you know that I have initiative. I have advantage in initiative, and I still rolled a 7.
No. Fairuza. And Neb.
I rolled pretty average for me, 5.
5 for Neb. And Maeve.
28.
Woo! I don't even have
What?
that on my sheet.
Yeah, it's a 19.
Plus, yeah.
All right, Maeve, you're up first. You're just kind of coming out of this conversation you've been having with yourself, with something else. You just notice those 2 runes sort of fade. And I think we're going to say you're the only one who sees this currently, because everyone else is pretty focused on what Neb was doing, and they're not hearing the conversation you're having. So you're the only one who saw those 2 runes fade. And then you saw Neb disappear, Silas disappear, in frog talk come from within the hole.
I am going to move over to defend that space, that area where there are no runes.
Okay. So you sort of move over closer to it. And from there, you can hear a very sort of very slow, very weak breath coming from this person inside.
I sort of turn to him and I go, "Are you all right?"
You get no response.
Okay. I would like to ready a couple, just like get ready to go for let's see here. Just ready to attack the creature if anything that comes towards me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Silas.
I'm going to. So Neb is like going into the mouth.
It's opened its mouth wholly. She's caught in its tongue. You can even see now it has a forked tongue. So one of these tongues is wrapped around Neb. The other is sort of, poised. But yeah, it looks very much like it's going to take a bite.
Okay. I fly to Neb, and then I say, I really don't know if this is going to work or not, but I've been meaning to see if it will, and I'm going to place my hands on shoulders, hip, anything I can get to. And then I'm going to say, clench up Legolas, and as soon as I do this, I pull her into this astral place.
Okay.
And time slows down there.
Okay.
And so we won't play this out because it's an instantaneous spell, but we're there for like a little while, and I'm like, hey, yeah, so like you can see the stars in the background, and but see, you can still notice like the cave wall like a little bit here, but then watch this, like you can put your hand through it, and I just put my hand through it, and I am going to just make a door through the dimensions up through back to where we were on the surface there, carrying her with me.
Okay. So as you sort of touch her and take both of you into this other parallel plane of existence, you now feel sort of freed from this. You can just kind of sidestep out of this tongue area and follow Silas as he sort of recounts what you're seeing, and orient yourselves back at the beginning. And so pop, when this spell, once this is instantaneous moment is over, right next to Robin and Fairuza and Maeve from a little bit away, you see Silas and Neb sort of reappear.
And Silas is
does
just
everything kind of look like that when you do that? I didn't even know any smells or anything.
Super cool place. Maybe we can spend more time there, some other time when there's not a giant hairy frog with 2 tongues trying to kill us all. And I'm like raising my voice very loud, hopefully reverberating throughout the cave where everybody can.
Oh, it absolutely reverberates throughout the cave. Everybody can hear. And in fact, you hear a chorus of...
Make that plural frogs.
As the one that currently you think Neb was with hops forward right to the front of this particular opening, and it fills this opening. This is an enormous creature. It is a frog bigger than all of you, as tall as you are, 3 times as wide, up front. You begin to then see frogs of all different kinds of sizes that just match perfectly these little holes and circles around, kind of pop forward, their eyes blinking, their tongues, forked tongues coming out. This frog this frog that jumped forward from Neb is gonna go ahead and try to make some attacks here. All right. And yes, Neb, you continue to hear me one cookie.
Is it
yum yum yum?
Is it within range of me?
Sure, yeah,
taking
you want
my
to be ready?
Okay, so
Absolutely.
yes, I would like to take my attack now. So
Go for it.
what I would like to do is first I'm going to put it on my list,
Mm.
and then I'm going to have it tell it to stay put. I'm going to
Okay.
give it a warning. So it is going to be 24 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay, and then it's going to be D8 plus D8 plus 31 of these now for this. 5, 8. Yeah, math. 16. Wait, hang on. Sorry, 12.
No, you're good.
Wait, 10,
You're
16, 21, 29 plus 5, 34 as I shoom, and it is cloaked in thunderous energy should it choose to try and move.
All right.
And then I will move back out of the way because it cannot take an attack of opportunity on me because I have squared off with it face to face because its silly tongue is sticking out of its hairy blue body trying to grasp things. And don't attack with your tongue out.
No.
Didn't your mother tell you not to attack with your tongue out? You'll bite down and bite it off.
I'm pretty sure it
will
is.
Make sure it happens.
And like definitely when she's saying this, like
Yes.
Silas, probably people aren't even paying attention to him. But he's like, people used to say that about Michael Jordan. Like he would always jump into the air with his tongue out, and he proceeds to talk about that probably the rest of this.
God.
fight.
So Maeve, you sort of run forward, make this attack, and run back to where you were guarding in that same spot. Fantastic. So it is where it is, but it is 2 tongues are still going to fly out. I think it's Silas and Neb. You guys are right where it wants you. So 1 tongue is going for Silas. You have a dirty 20 to hit and a 10 to hit Neb.
Yep.
I'm going to raise up my telekinetic shield.
Okay.
I'm going to say, oh no, not again.
Oh no, not again. So this time, Neb, because it has eyes on you, you're going to take some damage from this hit.
Wait,
11.
I have a 9 is my armor class.
11 bludgeoning damage as this time, whack, it like bangs into you. You are yet again grappled. It is not pulling right at this moment, but you are grappled here again. That's going to be its turn for now. Robin, you are up. Oh, no, it's not. I'm sorry. It can bite. I'm so sorry, Neb.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. That's a 24.
Oh, yeah.
Note to self: never silvery barbs when it's going to hit Neb.
Oh, my God.
Roll would ever.
Wait a second.
Yeah,
Can I
no,
say
no,
regards to
Adam is
that?
right.
You want to grab a reaction?
Yes, please. Sorry. Thank you, Adam. I'm just
No,
kidding.
I don't even know if it's going to work because her armor class is what, like 9? What did you just say it was?
Is it really?
Yeah.
And you won't, and you
Figuring
wouldn't
this
take
out.
my jacket when I tried to give you a jacket to make it
73
better.
episodes in. We're like, wait, Neb? I'm that squishy?
Yeah. She is supposed to not be on the front line.
She just turns into things. to get
I'm
it.
supposed to turn into things.
So did you
I-
want silvery barbs, Robin, as your
I am
reaction?
going to silvery barbs at 24.
All right, here it goes. She's going to try to bite again. Oh, that's a definitely lower, except that's a 12.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
All right, here we
But I
go.
will give the advantage to Fairuza.
Okay, Fairuza's got advantage. That's 9 bludgeoning damage, and I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. Oh, that's only a 9. Oh, I
You
rolled
are-
a crap.
Poisoned. Oh boy, in this moment.
Cool.
As you can feel the saliva of this thing sort of digging into you, there's a little bit of barbs on the end of this tongue that allow it to kind of grab and hold you. And coming out of that, you can just feel a little sickly, headachy, something's kind of coming over you as it kind of pulls you into its mouth and begins to gum your body, attempting to swallow.
I don't know what's worse, being poisoned or getting gummed. Ugh.
You are being gummed and poisoned as it attempts to swallow you. That is its turn. Robin, it is now your turn officially.
Robin starts to hum a little tune that her Aunt Rosie used to sing. Oh, I'm in love with a big blue frog. A big blue frog loves me. It's not as weird as it may seem. He's got web toes and he's 6'3". And as we do this, it's a real song, I swear.
Oh my
God. The frog is slowed. And on top of that, it's a 40-foot cube. So if there's other frogs coming that are in that range, I am slowing them up to, I can get up to 6.
Okay.
So with that, a lot of things happen, I can tell you, but if you would rather wait until its turn, I can remind you.
Okay, great. Well, we'll say on its turn, you can remind me. As I say what they want to do, you can tell me how they're stopped from doing that. Sounds good. Anything else, Robin?
That I had that. My reaction's gone. That's my bad. That will be. I'm gonna position myself. Maeve, are you still backed by the doorway opening?
I'm back at the door. Yep.
Okay, then I'm gonna just stay where I am.
Okay. We do have another frog monster coming into the mix here. It's a more medium size, more like a 3-4 foot frog, but as it plops down kind of next to you while it enters this slowed area. So what shall happen, Robin?
Well, its AC is negative, takes the -2 penalty, and dexterity saving. A -2 to dexterity saving throws. It cannot use reactions. On its turn, it can either use an action or a bonus action, not both.
Okay.
And regardless, blah, 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 blah. That's basically it.
Fantastic. It can still make its attacks, however, with its action. So this time it's near Robin and Fairuza. So we're going to get 1 tentacle to each of you.
Yay.
Let's see. I have an 18 for Robin and a 1 for Fairuza. So Robin with an 18 hits Robin. Fairuza's got a 1. So we're going to see how this plays out here for a second. So we're going to start with Robin. This bludgeoning coming at you is going to be 13 bludgeoning, and you are now grappled as one of these tongues wraps around your leg.
Okay.
This is a smaller creature, but it's still got your leg grappled. Fairuza, on the miss to you, I want to say it connects, but it grabs onto a blade. So you slice through its tongue, accidentally rendering one of its tentacles useless on this one.
I like the way that sounds, and it's just giving me an idea.
As it retracts back, you see little flecks of blue blood as it kind of sort of whips around, uselessly, sort of trying to heal itself as it can no longer use it to eat. However, this is going to try to bite Robin now that it has her grappled. Woo, that's a natural 20.
Oh, no. Can I? Oh, wait. When does my silvery barbs come back? Because it was just my turn.
It was.
Yeah,
it's a reaction.
reactions.
Yeah.
All right. You want me to do it again?
Silvery barbs, please.
Yeah.
Darn.
Yes.
I'm so excited about that. All right. That's a lot worse. That's a 9 to hit.
Okay. Thank goodness.
All right. So it does not get to gum you. Try to gum your feet. All right. That is its turn. Fairuza, your turn.
Okay, so the one still has Robin grappled?
It's got her grappled. It just couldn't pull her in to give her a bite.
Okay. Fairuza's just gonna look at this thing and she's just gonna say, "What?" and put her hand up, and like Thor, her axe is just gonna come back from where it tried to grab her, and it's gonna fly into her hand. And she's
It's
gonna
still
like,
got the blue blood stained on the edges. Yeah.
like this. Where's Silas when I need him? Just kidding. She'll do like this. And she's gonna do like this. She's just gonna swip her, like sort of swing her axe around, and she's gonna reach out with her free hand. And I think I can do this because I have 2 attacks.
Okay.
Reach out. She wants to grab the tongue, like wear it like above Robin's head. If I can be right there, and she wants to go and cut the tongue right off.
So I will allow it. This is what I'm going to call a called shot. Essentially, I'm going to give it cover, or its AC will pop up a little bit in order because it's a more precise hit than usual. But go ahead and roll your attack.
It has a -2 to its
already.
also, and
Gotcha.
also Fairuza, you have advantage.
Advantage. Oh, look at that. Advantaged attack, please.
Let's do this. Come on, maybe. Ooh, I need that advantage. Oh, maybe not. 15 plus 2. 17.
You hit. Go ahead. Roll your damage, but you're also going to get your condition for taking the risk of a called shot.
Awesome. Okay, let's see. Let's do this. That's 8 plus 22.
Okay.
Wow.
22 on this creature. Oh my god. Okay. So you slice through this tongue, other side of the prong tongue, just clean through it. Now they're both kind of wildly, flapping as it retracts its tongue, double prong tongue back into its mouth, just blue blood spilling out over the sides of its lips. Robin, the tongue that is around your leg sort of falls limply, although the barbs are still maybe hanging into your clothes a little bit, but you can kick it off to the side. As Fairuza, you have essentially destroyed its tentacle attack there, or at least its grappling effect.
But wait, Robin's still wearing a tongue, right? A sticky tongue she's still wearing.
Pick it off. It's just, it's just like when you
latest fall fashion.
pull a tick off the little, pinch your pincer to stay in a little bit, But yeah, she is no longer grappled by it. Anything else for Fairuza?
No, she's just gonna stay put where she is because she has to plan her next move.
That's right.
They have 2 frogs now.
We have lots of frogs.
One frog, yeah.
Neb, your turn. You are currently poisoned.
Neb is super annoyed because every time she tries to talk to some of these beasts, they think that she's food. And the last time she was poisoned, things went really bad. So she's also kind of angry at herself. So you hear her from inside the mouth screaming, "I don't know why everybody thinks that I'm not such a mouthful to take." And then tiny little, at this point, like 4-foot Neb is going to suddenly expand. And she is going to transform into a moose inside this creature's mouth. Horns and all.
Horns and all. So Neb just pops up into this enormous moose inside. Now this creature, it is all elastic, this frog-like creature. So its mouth kind of immediately sort of expands. However, I'm going to let you do... Here, let's do one of these. Okay. I'm going to do 4 points of piercing damage on this creature as the antlers kind of like give it a lip ring, piercing, a lip piercing there.
Yeah.
Out of the surprise of this happening. But you are still, its tongue is still wrapped around you. It has just sort of expanded to hold on, and you are still in its mouth.
Okay. I was hoping that was going to loosen
You can
the
do an
tongue.
escape if you would like to. Obviously, you can always attempt an escape.
How would I do that?
Strength check.
Okay, then I'm super glad that I'm a moose. Let's give that a try, because that's the other thing that she would like to do.
Great.
That's a 14.
It's an action, but your wild shape's a bonus action, right?
No, well, this is an action. If I do the other thing, it is a bonus action. So if it's an action to try to escape, then I can.
Yes, escape would be an action.
Okay.
So
well,
you're still stuck in there.
I'm still can I?
You're a moose
think
gummy.
I'm a moose gummy. Well, you know what? At least I'm larger and I'm a little bit stronger as a moose. Yeah, I think all the attacks I have are actions. So yeah, she expands, and then she's just gonna make herself as uncomfortable as possible and just like jam the horns in this way and be kicking that way. And every time the tongue tries to move, she's gonna step on it.
Okay, great.
It's just gonna be the worst mouth ever.
Those of you watching, it is very uncomfortable to watch. This is just a squirming moose with hooves and horns and everything inside a big frog mouth that is trying to just get its lips to close around some part as it kind of.
I'm kicking its uvula. And
the whole thing. You all begin to see, like those bullfrogs do, it expands underneath its chin, just trying to kind of gulp you down in some way or another. As it has no actual teeth, it is just trying to use the muscles of its mouth to just sort of swallow you whole.
Yeah, well, he thought he was swallowing a 4-foot neb, and now he's swallowing a large moose.
More
how
food.
Many feet tall a moose is, but
he thought you were a light snack. Now you're dinner, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, but the dinner's gonna fight back. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna continue to just feel bad.
All right,
as a moose.
As all this is happening, from way up above, just falling. You all hear it before you see it. A 10-foot by 10-foot enormous blue-haired frog lands sort of in the midst of you. In fact, I'm going to need dexterity saving throws from everyone but Neb to not get sort of squished by this enormous frog as it falls down. Okay, let's start with Robin because that was a fantastic reaction.
Oh, that was a nat one.
Okay.
Oh, no. Bring it on.
Silas.
30-20.
Okay.
Ooh.
Fairuza.
I'm really lucky that I have advantage on dexterity saving throws on things I can see because I rolled a 1, but then the second was an 18.
Okay. And Maeve.
17.
17. All right. So sorry, Robin.
Anyone that succeeds takes no damage.
Okay.
If you are within 10 feet of me. So I'm not exactly sure who that would be.
That would be Fairuza and Maeve, but there's no half damage on this.
Okay,
you just get out of the way. Robin, however, takes 9 bludgeoning damage as a 10-foot cube frog, spherical frog, lands on top of her. Just like Dorothy's house. You are smushed underneath of this thing.
Is Robin within 10 feet of me, or was she not? Because she would only take half if she is.
Oh, she would only take half. All right, you can take 4 of those.
So I'm just like, basically, you see Silas raise his hands just a little bit and get like a little bit of telekinetic force, like, kind of around the bulge a little bit to.
There you go.
I need to do a check to make sure my concentration stays up because I got damage. What type of save is that? Is it Constitution?
This was a dexterity saving.
Right.
Constitution.
Okay, thank you. What does it have to be?
It's half damage or 10, whichever is lower.
No, on my Constitution saving throw. It's whatever your damage.
It's half of whatever your damage was, or 10.
Okay, then I'm good.
You're likely fine.
Okay,
very much
good.
But that's just its move.
Was
its fun little flop frog there thing. So it's still in the slowed area now as it enters in there. So it's only going to have its action. But it's still got 2 enormous tentacles. Fairuza, you're right there, and you're so yummy. So is Silas. Here we go. 1 for each of you. Oh, that one's gonna miss. So Fairuza, that's what's that? That's a 12, probably to miss you. However, Silas, that is a 28.
What?
Obviously gonna hit.
Okay, Silas, here we go. That's 17 bludgeoning damage as the tongue whacks into you and actually sort of moves you around to the side, and again wraps its tentacles around you. Are now grappled. It does still get a bite, but I think it's going to do this instead.
Is there a way, or does it require like a spell or something? You guys can help to like help someone if I see them about to be in danger, or does it require like a turn or something? I don't know.
It's like a specialty of certain classes.
Yeah, it's usually a reaction that you get.
Yeah, that you can
doing
get
something. Yeah.
So Silas, instead of trying to bite you, it's instead gonna try to, as it has you grappled, whack you into the wall. So I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
19.
Okay. So you're going to take 4 bludgeoning damage. That's half of the damage that it rolled. And you're able to get yourself sort of in a position so that this whack doesn't hit your head or anything, or kind of, cause you to have any sort of issues with your abilities going forward. So it just sort of takes its tongue and flicks you against the wall, holding you up in the air. That is going to be its turn. Another littler frog. This one's probably about 1 foot. Tiny little guy hops into the area, I think down by Maeve's feet. Maeve, you're going to get 2 little tongue attacks here.
Listen, I respect the hustle, but you small.
That is a 19 and a 13 to hit you.
First one will hit.
First one will hit.
Actually, I will. Yeah, that's
okay. You will take just 5 bludgeoning damage, and you are not grappled because it's too little. However, it is going to try to bite you. For a 9.
All right.
So this little frog jumps down next to your foot and just gives a little slap on your ankle, and then attempts to just sort of gum you, but your boots are just too thick. It can't quite do any damage to you.
So it's 5 and a 9 I'm taking?
Oh, no, just 5. It was a 9 to a bite. So a 9 attack to bite.
Cool.
So it did not get you. So yeah. So
right.
just a little slap.
Grabby.
Little tongue slap there. All right, Maeve, it is your turn up at the top.
All right, little one. We're gonna just make sure you're not going anywhere else. Actually, I lied. Wait, no, I have to deal with the one right in front of me. Never mind. So yes, the one right in front of me, I'll go ahead and
the little guy?
Swing at it, keep it where it is.
You got it.
Warning it to stay put. That is a 18 plus 26
to hit. Yeah.
To hit.
To hit the little one, yeah.
21
points.
And it is cloaked in
Gotcha. Thunder. So yes, you just this little thing down at its foot. Remind me, what does this attack look like from you?
I take my letter opener and I
you just spear it.
Yeah.
Like it's biology class.
Open the letter.
Exactly. I mean, I did pay attention in science, clearly. Sort of.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pretend I didn't, but
it's a little...
I did study dissection.
You sort of spear it, and it's got 6 legs instead of 4, as it sort of splays out a little, and as you release it, it kind of sits back up a little. You can see that while you definitely did sink into it a bit, it's quite rubbery, and so it sort of kind of bounces back a little bit into shape, a little tougher than you thought it was going to be, maybe, and it just kind of gives you a little ribbit.
And as I lied. Never mind.
Okay, all good. Anything else?
I think I am. Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, Silas, you're up. You are currently being held by the tongue of the
Not
largest.
for long. You see my eye light up very brightly, and kind of just from nowhere. It looked very similar to how Maeve and Silas, kind of stepped out of whatever that place was before. You see this just massive, almost to scale, but it's also kind of translucent, like it's maybe not fully formed. But you see a hawk spring into existence, and as the hawk comes out of nowhere, it's going to swoop down on the frog-like creature that has and that is
fantastic.
23 to hit.
That'll hit. It's even a big hawk. It is dwarfed by this enormous frog. But go ahead.
Matter.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
13 force damage.
13 force.
And then with my action, I am going to I am calling a shot as well here. And I am aiming for the portion of the tongue before the fork.
Okay.
I'm trying to get rid of its tongue.
Altogether.
Yes, altogether.
All right. All right. It's got the -2 from Robin. It'll have cover for your called shot.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And I'm doing this twice. So you see two blasts form out of nowhere and start going to it, but they look like buzz saws. And you hear bzzz, and they both are streaking out toward the frog. And so that is a dirty 20 and then a 21 for the other.
Those will both hit.
And so that is going to do. Take out my big die. Excellent. So that is going to do a total of 17 points of force damage.
Whew. All right. 17 force damage, and you have severed the tongue above the fork. So this immediately means that it slackens around you. Again, you can still feel the little pincers in there as it kind of sort of falls slack off of you. You are still flying in the air where it had you.
Yeah, with any movement or whatever, I'm just like,
get it off, get it off. As it retracts this tongue back into its mouth. And again, it's sort of flapping in there. This blue blood is just spraying everywhere. You all got it on your faces and on your bodies. It's just a paintball arena of blue blood. Anything else, Silas?
Let's see. So where I was, like, I'm trying to get a little bit of the lay of the land here. So we had that one. Then we have another bigger one.
We have
Neb in its mouth.
The largest one has had you. The second largest one currently has Neb Moose in its mouth. The next one after that, I believe, is the little. There's the next size down is dealing with Fairuza and Robin, and then there's an even little tinier normal.
And they're all pretty much just like clumped in together.
Yeah, you guys are all within the same 15, 20 feet
of
each other.
So I'm just going to I'm going to fly as far away as I can, just where I have a better vantage point. So I'm assuming that in this space, it's probably not it's not that large. Like, how big?
This is enormous. This is an enormous chamber.
So I'm going to fly 90 feet away and not too high in the air, where if I fell, I wouldn't break everything.
Okay, gotcha.
So 30 feet up and 90 feet or whatever. No, sorry. 30 feet of movement, but the hypotenuse of that, I don't want to be too high.
Gotcha. So you don't want to be too high, but you want to be definitely out of reach, kind of getting that view. So as you pull back to sort of get a view of all this, you see there really are these 4 sort of different sized creatures sort of in the melee with everyone. You can see the blinking eyes, though, of many more of them in these holes, but they do not seem to have quite engaged. The main thing you're seeing here is that this is kind of a proximity, easy meal situation. These are the 4 that are coming towards you, your group, because you were right there. Flies for the picking.
They will not live to regret it. So yeah, okay. So I do see eyes of several more creatures though.
You do.
That
You know,
is-
in
that
these
is-
holes, there are more of them around. Yes.
Well, then I'm being very quiet where I am.
Okay, you got it. All right, we are up to, oh yes, the frog that has Neb Moose. Neb Moose, what size are you? When
I
you
am
are moose?
large.
You are large. Okay.
Yep.
It is going to attempt to swallow you.
You
It's going to
can
be a little
cer-
harder because you are large.
I'm gonna be one of those giant pills that like the horse-sized pills. Like you
Oh.
certainly can, but I'm gonna make it real bad for you
Make
if you
it
do.
really hard. Okay,
Yeah.
here we
You
go.
can try.
It's going
That's
to try.
gonna be like the ultimate multivitamin.
Exactly.
All right, it attempts to gargle you down and it fails. So you
Okay.
can feel the muscles at the back of its throat trying to like
I turn my giant antlers and just stick them like on the sides of the throat.
Ooh.
It's like,
So-
nope.
like a cat trying to get a hairball up.
Mhm.
It's really does not like how this feels. It is now ever not ejecting you quite yet, but that was its move.
Gonna need a
Oh,
saltwater gargle tomorrow.
I'm gonna
Very
make this
sore
frog
throat.
be real unhappy with all of its life choices.
Really hoping I could swallow a moose, but I didn't get to it. All right, Robin, it is your turn.
So I'm okay at the moment,
Mhm.
right? So
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna turn to the one that's trying to swallow Neb. Are there loose objects around? Are there
Sure.
rocks?
You want some
Mm.
rocks and stuff?
I love a
Yeah.
rock. That would be great.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna
There's
pick up
also
a rock.
there's a smaller frog. There's,
I was gonna, ask, but I'll stick to a rock.
they're very sticky though.
Oh my
so
gosh!
yeah.
trying
Can we
to pick
have
them up.
Matrushka frogs?
Yeah, right.
Like, are we
That's
gonna
kind of what you have.
Matrushka the
You have-
frogs?
You have 4 different size frogs here. But they are
Swallow,
very,
nom,
very
nom,
sticky.
nom.
You can, you can see that again, you've seen all this, sort of spit saliva, something around. They're quite sticky. So trying to get them unstuck from the ground is not going to be easy.
All right, Robin is gonna pick up the biggest rock that she can kind of handle
Yes.
nearby, and she's gonna kind of dig into her softball days, kind of wind up and catapult it at this frog.
It's the one that has,
Oh my God.
has Neb. Okay.
Yeah, so
I mean,
need
did they even
dexterity
have fast
saving throw.
pitch when you were playing?
If they didn't, Robin invented it.
Yeah,
She's the reason they brought helmets into the game.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I need a dexterity.
A dexterity saving throw from
15
my giant
save.
frog. 15. Okay. That's a 4.
It's gonna take. I rolled pretty well. 25 points
Whoa.
of bludgeoning damage. On a
That's
failed
on this
save, the target will stop moving. It's fine. It's not moving. The object tries something. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Yes.
So as it's trying to gulp down Neb and getting the spikes in the back of its throat, Robin hurls a rock at it. And it just, boing, it's going to go right in one of its eyes, which sort of closes, blinking, trying to clear its, its eye there, but it's made a good sort of dent in the side. And again, you sort of see it kind of rubber pop back up, but there is some bloody discharge coming from around there. You made a good solid hit on the side of its face. Anything else, Robin?
That will be it. I'll stay where I am.
All right. Medium.
I think
So I
it's
have to
baby
remind
frog or
myself here. This one has no
I think it's
tongues.
frog turn.
Oh,
All right.
They're good at us.
This one also has no tongues. The one here, Fairuza and Robin did what they could with that one. So this frog, however, is still going to try to bite you, Fairuza. Here we go. Oh no, that's a 2 plus. Who cares? Again, it's right there next to you. This is the one that's like 4 feet, in size, and it is going to try to kind of bite at you, but its tongue is still like trying to figure out if it's alive or not. And you're tall and I think pretty easily just kind of sidestep this attempt to bite at you. And it is unsuccessful, and it is now your turn.
Okay, so what we have is we have Neb Moose and Big Frog, and we still have one frog that just tried to bite me, and then the other frog.
We have 4 frogs of 4 varieties, 4 sizes. There's the big one that Silas has taken its tongue off. There's the second large one, which is right now trying to eat Neb. There's the third large one, which is the one that's trying to bite you. And then there's the 4th smallest, the littlest one that is just about a foot, and that is pestering Maeve.
Right.
Sorry.
Okay, so since I have 2 attacks, and so what Fairuza's going to do, she's going to see what Robin did, and she's going to be like, I'm reminded. And she's going to slowly start, like, just take a couple steps toward the frog that tried to bite her. And she's like, and as she's talking, she just seems to be getting bigger. Her eyes start flashing, but her voice and what she's saying are very calm. She's like, I was never chosen for a team in pool, softball, I don't know, volleyball, basketball, didn't matter. I was never chosen for the team. I think I might be chosen now. And she's going to hit her, like, axe against the floor, like against the ground, turn up to the side like this, and then just swing at the one that tried to bite her.
Like a baseball bat?
Literally the broad side of the axe, like just swing right at it, like as if hit it.
Go ahead and make make your attack roll. Make your attack roll. I'm gonna say if it's 5 points or more, then it's AC. And right now it's a -2 because of Robin. It'll make a strength saving throw to see if it can hold on, but you can attempt to like baseball bat hit it across the room. Okay. It's more like golf really because it's on the ground. But go ahead, make your attack. If it's didn't more.
Pick for golf either. I didn't get picked for anything.
This frog is a par 4 over.
So I'm trying to like do the math in my head here of all the things I get to add up because I do have an advantage. She is raging.
Yes.
I'm using my biggest, favoritist axe. So let's see.
Give it a whack.
This one. Okay. 17, 21. To hit.
Is absolutely 5 or more than its AC at this moment. So go ahead and roll your damage first of all.
Okay. Let's see. Because this is attack number 1. And the second attack I do has nothing to do with this, I think. So we'll see.
Well, you might not get a second attack if you pump this thing across the room. So, I mean, you'll get a second attack, but not on this creature.
I hear you. 12. 15.
15 damage. All right. So that's 15 damage on this thing. I mean, you see its face just smush in, and as you pull back and it kind of reasserts itself, it's going to roll a strength saving throw to see if it can stay. What is your basic, like, what's your strength modifier in general? We'll give it, what's your athletics modifier?
Okay, 17. Athletics is +6.
+6, so we'll say a 16. So my saving throw, if I get a 16 or higher, I get to stay put. If I get less than a 16, you will throw it across. That is less than a 16.
Woo!
That is a 12.
Sport.
So not only does this cause 15 damage as it slaps this is a big frog. This is like a 4-foot thing. I mean, this is not hitting a baseball. This is hitting, I don't even know.
A big like sludge or something.
A water balloon.
Or like a garbage can.
Beanbag chair.
Like a beanbag chair. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you hit this beanbag chair. I don't think it's gonna go super far, but it just like we'll give it like 15 feet. It'll take a little of this, a little extra damage from flopping onto the ground over there. So you've sort of spiked it away from you, and you have your second attack.
So my second attack, this is what I want to do. She wants to march over to the frog that has Neb Moose in it.
Okay.
And you know, Fairuza, this is a new Fairuza. It's a new era of Fairuza, okay? That's what we're noticing here. She's literally gonna walk over. She wants to step over to the frog and
She's
like
in her
literally
angry
grab
girl era.
It's over. There's no more nice Fairuza.
No
She
more
wants to grab its lips and just wrench its mouth open.
Wow.
Look in and see if Neb is
Fantastic. And what you see is a moose stuck in the side of this of the side of this frog's mouth, and one eye kind of looks at you like, and you can swear you hear Neb say, "Oh, hi, Fairuza."
I'd like a strength check to see if you can really do this. It's quite strong, so it's going to contest you here. But go ahead, give me a strength check.
Okay, let's see. Let me see if I have advantage. Oh, I do. Because the feet. Okay.
Try to
check or strength saving throw.
Strength check.
Okay. Come on, man. Again, last one. Oh, come on. Only give me a 9.
Oh, this was a contest and it had a 17. So as you go and try to like you got your hands and you're pulling and pulling, but you can feel the jaw strength on this creature is just crushing down. So as you try to kind of wrench it open and as you're looking through the slightly parted and there's just a moose hoof over here kicking and another little bit of antler sticking out the side of its mouth like a fish hook. And you can just see Neb Moose in there struggling as you're trying to open its mouth. But you are unsuccessful in actually opening it.
So thank you.
Anything else?
That's it for me.
Okay. Neb still poisoned inside of the creature's maw. What would you like to do?
Neb is reminded of the story that she was told once by her grandfather about 2 animals. She doesn't remember the specifics, but like 2 animals were attacking each other and they got into this situation where basically it was a stalemate. Right. She's like, I think I need to change tactics. So she's going to use that bonus action and the moose is going to shrink back down into Neb, but it's going to be that actual purple blue form that she takes. She's already got the rock in her hand, and she's, as part of turning into that, she's going to fire a shot into the upper part of the mouth of this thing. 19 to hit. Yes. It's going to take 13 radiant damage.
Nice.
And then, and that was her bonus action. And then, as her action, she's going to reach out with one of her vague nebula hands and grab onto the uvula of this frog and go, I know it eats frogs. I need it to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 16.
Oh, that's a 1.
Fairuza, the frog suddenly...
That's a 2, but it's a 1.
The frog suddenly almost vanishes. It almost shrinks down, and suddenly Neb, in her starry form, is standing there, and in her hands is a small turtle. As I'm picturing this thing as a small turtle.
Oh, so
I basically did the reverse of what I did to Silas. Except, well, and now you're just a harmless little turtle, at least for
like
a little
while. Box turtle.
Yeah, something that like someone would have had as a pet. You know, with the light and tiny little mouth.
Nobody puts Froggy in a box.
Well, we're getting there.
Neb does.
Neb does. So yes, Neb, you immediately, you shrink back into yourself, shoot this thing, and it kind of opens its mouth extra wide as it kind of takes this damage to its, kind of trying to spit you out a bit because you were a bad idea.
I was.
You were a bad thing to eat. You're a spiny something or other. But before it can do any of that, you grab the back of its throat. And suddenly, it is a tiny little turtle in your hand.
And for your benefit, it's just a turtle at this point.
Yeah,
that's all it can be is a turtle.
All it can be is a turtle. Fantastic.
Turtle.
If it does take damage, it will turn back into a frog, or if I lose concentration, or if it stays a turtle for more than an hour. So,
okay.
So there are ways that it can be not a turtle anymore. But
Gotcha.
Neb is going to just like gently hold on to this turtle in one hand and go, okay, well, that's 1 down. Oh, there's a lot of tongues and blood. Fairuza, you kind of look awesome. And that's
she's still holding on to the frog's lips that are now the turtle's lips, and she's like, okay.
All right.
Oh.
So the biggest mama frog that now has no tongue, but still can bite. Boy, oh boy. What does she want to do? Silas is backed up. I mean, Robin and Fairuza, you are the tastiest looking. Maeve's a little bit out of the fray here, so I think it's gonna try to bite Fairuza. Oh yeah, because you're interesting. Yeah, I think it's gonna try to bite Fairuza. It doesn't do very well. So it misses you, even with this enormous mouth. It's a little bit slower than the others. So it kind of comes up and snaps behind you, Fairuza, and it just misses you, but you sort of hear the of the teeth, or the lips smacking together behind you as it just misses. And then we have the really tiny little guy that's over by Maeve. Maeve, it's still got all of its tongues and all of its bites, so it's going to give this a shot. All right, 2 tongues that are going to miss. It is still going to try to bite you. That is also going to be a miss. Oh, dear.
I know you're trying hard. It's very adorable.
It's really cute. It's really, really cute. It's trying as hard as it can to be really like ferocious and mean. But
You're
it
just like a little puppy, aren't you?
Oh yeah, it's biting onto the leather of your boot, trying to shake it a little bit. Its little tongues keep trying to like get purchase, and it just can't.
I think your name is Killer.
Okay, so that's Killer. We're gonna put that on there. Okay, great. So Killer is just completely ineffectual as it tries to nip at your toes, and it is your turn, Maeve.
Now I feel bad.
Real quick. When Puppy Frog is trying to nom nom nom, is it saying anything? Like, is it also cookie cookie, or is it something else?
Puppy Frog. I think you're gonna get like, hi, yeah, take that. Ah, yummy, yummy, yummy. Like it's trying to sort of,
I can't attack. I can't
imitate the big ones.
Maeve, your little one is really, really trying hard.
I can see. Oh, fine, I'll leave it. So I'm gonna leave Killer alone.
Okay.
We'll adopt him.
No, I just don't even know what to do here. I can't. It's too adorable at this point. I got the one little Nami bite in, and then it's just missed and missed and missed. So I'm gonna go over to so the first one that fell down, the one that I had put on my list,
yes,
is
that one's the first one that you put on your list is now a turtle. I believe you then switched it to another one.
I didn't.
You didn't
move I didn't change my list yet.
The list one is a turtle. That's why I'm sorry.
Okay, but it's still alive, so it's going to stay on my list.
Yes, it'll stay
Therefore,
on your list. It's cute now too. They're all you're turning everything into cute stuff.
Instead of gummy lips, it's now have a little tiny beak that's just.
I mean, how are they all so adorable? It's just like.
If I've learned anything, it's that small things are adorable, right?
Absolutely.
Until you get too small, and then we get scared of you again.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the big spiders. Yeah, no.
There's an uncanny valley of small.
Exactly. And suddenly you're not cute anymore. Suddenly you're like.
All right, I'm gonna go get the big one. Then I'm gonna go ahead and
big mama toad. Okay.
Leap in and
Yeah. That's all I can sing off that song.
And I will just go ahead and tell it to stay put.
Okay.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay, that'll hit. That slowed thing. That is a winner.
Yeah. What is that?
It's not slow. It's just telling it to stay put.
No. For Hope's, I'm sorry, Robin's slowed spell knocks back
really
the
cool.
AC of anything in this area.
Oh,
so
yeah. I like it.
It's everything a little bit. They're all like,
yes. I love it.
They can't quite.
That means this turtle is slowed because
Oh,
this
yeah.
turtle is now
Oh.
extra slow.
Oh,
It is the
gosh.
slowest creature on the planet. Sloths are faster than this
Yeah,
turtle.
You do. It's trying to like nibble at the edge of your sweatshirt.
Mhm.
Trying to bite what it can at the end of your sweatshirt.
So that would be 21 points of damage from that.
Okay.
I come in, I swing at it, I attack, and then I leap back to where I was.
All right. Flying in, stabby stab, leap back while it goes, ouch. You can hear in your frog speech. Ribbit. With a little one at the bottom going, ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Anything else, Maeve?
I might step a bit aside from the little one when I
you're
come
just
back.
kind of just make it work.
slightly. Yeah.
Okay, you got it. All right, Silas, you have this vantage point, sort of seeing the battleground from a distance.
And at this stage, we have one that's been turned into a turtle.
Yes.
We have one that is nibbling on a chew toy.
Yes.
And
No.
yeah. Okay. So the big one is still hopping or whatever now.
Yes.
Okay.
The biggest one is still going.
The one that I cut the tongue off, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
It can't make its tongue attacks, but it can still try to bite.
All right. Then I don't need to move my hawk, but it, kind of psychically circles just a little bit and then swoops in again to attack. And that is, it's not as good. That's a 15 to hit.
It'll still hit, thanks to Robin.
And then I am going to, this time you see Silas kind of like hold up his hands and, instead of buzzsaws forming, this time you see that they're just giant spears forming, and then he's going to send both of the spears, but they're kind of made of hard light, a la a certain green inspired core. So that is going. That one's an 18, and the other one's a 14. Is it 14?
This is damage, 18 and 14.
No. Those are two other attacks.
Okay, so the 18 hits, the 14 does not.
Does not. Okay, got it. All right. So then damage is. Let's see. So 21 points of force damage.
21 force damage
Between the
on the
hawk
big
and
guy
one of the
here.
spears.
Okay. All right. Mommy daddy toad here. Absolutely. The hawk attacks, and then the spears coming in towards it, dive into the rubbery flesh. Again, I would say it kind of opens its mouth and rears back. Again, this bloody, useless tongue, flip, flip, flip. Sort of a dinosaur-y scream as it sort of rolls over, more of this blood spraying everywhere. It is still standing, but it looks quite hurt. Anything else, Silas?
No, that's it.
Cool. The turtle just tries to eat your sweatshirt. Robin, your turn.
You could have had the granola bar. I would have even made you some berries. But nope, now you're going to be a turtle.
The one that Fairuza hit, how's that one? Like, is that one still up?
It's still up, but it looks really bad.
Okay. Robin's going to try to finish it off and just...
Okay, go for it.
Robin's going to just point her finger and just fire is going to erupt from it with a firebolt.
Yes.
And let's see if that hits. That is a 25.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll do... Not much, 2d10. See if 8 points of fire damage.
8 points of fire damage. It doesn't quite die, but oh boy, it like lights on fire, and it has no tongues anymore, and it's been kicked and thrown, and it sort of shakes off the fire a little bit, and just sort of slowly hops away into one of these little tubes, and just goes to not even lick its wounds. It has no tongue.
No. We don't get to feel bad for these things.
Maybe they'll grow back.
Now.
I didn't, maybe their tongues grow back. I'm throwing that feature back in that
Awesome.
with a short or long rest, these creatures get their tongues back. So
It's like a salamander tail.
yeah.
A lot of amphibians do just grow back stuff.
They
So.
just grow stuff back. So
Yeah.
it's gonna go off and take a rest, give itself some time so it can regain its tongues. All right. Anything else, Robin?
No, I'll just hang out.
Fairuza. Robin's just chilling.
Okay. We have Daddy Frog standing
We've got
there.
Daddy Frog, we've got Little Turtle, and we've got Little Snappy Froggy at Maeve's feet.
Yeah, the turtle's doing
Really, Daddy Mommy Frog is the...
Yeah. So she's just gonna look at Daddy and Mommy, and she's like, "You get an axe. You get an axe. Everyone gets an axe." And she's gonna raise back over her head, and she clasps together. They turn into 2 axes. So it's 1 axe for each of them.
All right, go ahead. Make your attack rolls. You're doing both of these on the big frog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
One for Mommy, one for Dad.
Come on. Wait, 10, 13. For Dad, no.
They're both one. They're one frog. We're just calling.
Oh, they're
Mommy,
one
Daddy.
frog.
It's
Okay,
one
so
big,
okay.
one giant frog that is the Mommy Daddy frog.
Oh,
because also some
25.
amphibians can be any gender. So there you go. Sorry, go ahead, Fairuza.
Good. Okay, so 25.
25 to hit with one. What about the other attack?
Yes, and then no, that one didn't hit. That one went wild because Fairuza was feeling herself.
Okay.
Let me. It's 4. It was a 4.
Yeah, that one hit. But yeah, the first one absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
How the heck do you have 1d12 of things? 5 damage, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 damage?
Damage, yeah.
Okay. It's definitely hurt, as Silas saw from the distance with his spears and the hawk, and now you hitting it with an axe. I mean, it is, very much has that kind of giant on the teetering on the edge kind of feel. Anything else, Fairuza?
Can I just she wants to intimidate it a little bit, so she's gonna march up close to it and just.
You can go ahead and make just a free intimidation check. I'm okay with
Yes. Okay. Let's see. Not bad. 16.
16? You think if it understood anything about humans or maybe it would be scared if it knew what you were doing, but as far as it knows, you're just, doing a dance.
Posing.
Yeah, you're posing. So it doesn't really have any idea that it's meant to be intimidated. But yeah, you're there and you're big. All right, Neb, you are still poisoned, but you are holding a little turtle.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I'm gonna transfer the turtle to my left hand and kind of hold it by the shell, so it's pretty much unable to do anything. It's just legs kind of slowly waving in the air, and I'm gonna look at it and go, "Yeah, you're gonna stay that way until I feel better." I'm gonna look at the one that is still a danger, not killer, but the one that's left.
Not killer.
And she's gonna pull back and she's gonna try to hit this thing with one of her shooting stars.
Okay.
At disadvantage, I rolled a 19 to hit.
A 19 will hit at disadvantage.
Yeah, I rolled
poison means nothing to Neb.
We'll see. It's gonna take 15 radiant damage, and as the star comes back to me, it starts to the actual frog starts to glow in rainbow colors. And so when I go to hit it again as the archer, I don't have disadvantage.
Okay.
I now have advantage on it, but I only rolled a 14 to hit.
That will miss.
Okay.
However, it doesn't matter because as your first hit makes impact and it starts to glow rainbow, it's almost like the Big Bang. It sort of like scoops in towards the thing that hit it and then flies out in a million pieces. You are all just splattered with frog guts as this whole room gets covered. And with that moment, all of the other frogs that have been watching that sort of witness the death of Big Daddy, Big Mommy here, just peek back into their, back into their holes. All those little eyes seem to shut and disappear. The only one who just seems undeterred by the death of Big Daddy is Killer. whose turn it is. Still down at your leg, Maeve. Gonna try for a couple more little attacks here.
Just,
Oh, those
just
are
for
better
flavor,
numbers.
on my turn, I'll then
Yes, go
move
ahead.
on over closer to Killer and Maeve and holding the turtle be like, do we actually want to kill this one, or should we just take these two and put them somewhere?
Well, little Killer got a 16 and a 17 on Maeve.
Oh, I will, just because I think Killer's adorable, I'm going to go ahead and pop out my lenticular galactic shield, and you sort of see that double of me right there, just and protecting myself, and that will miss.
That will miss. All right, it's going to take one last little bite at the tip of your toe here. That's a 10.
Will
So,
miss.
Killer's attacks miss. He just still snarling and trying to get at
Yes,
you.
you're
little
very,
froggy
very
boy.
fierce.
He's so
Very,
fierce.
very.
He's so
Aren't
scary.
you a fierce Froggy?
He's the most
Fierce,
scary little frog
fierce.
you've ever seen. But all
Fluffy
the other
froggy.
frogs have thrown their arms up and gone, oh, and just run back into their holes in true Muppet fashion. And we will leave initiative. Killer might still attempt to pester you a little bit, but he is no longer a threat.
That was gonna peel some of the frog that like slathered over her face. Like, oh, jeez.
This is just unacceptable. We're gonna
Robin-
need significant baths and everything else.
Robin will kind of take some time to go around and just be like, oh, I can take care of that. And she takes like a little cloth from her bag and she prestidigitates everybody clean.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Robin.
Thank you.
This is great. I mean, God forbid Silas remember and pop it up later so that we are videos of us.
This was much easier than trying to make a bath. Thank you.
I really want to purge everything that I just saw, to be honest.
God.
All right. Sorry for the
that's over.
distraction. Yeah. Sorry I lost your granola bar, Robin. It was a good idea, but then somebody had to be greedy.
No, is he gonna go? When is he gonna go back to a frog version?
I don't know. I'm doing the same thing to him that I did to Silas, so I'm gonna just keep thinking about a turtle. Keep thinking about a turtle.
Why don't you maybe, I don't know, put him back in the hole and then we like plug up the hole or something. So
What should we use to plug up the hole?
I don't know. Like there's gotta be something
Oh,
around here.
Neb can do a thing,
Oh.
right?
Probably, yeah. Do we
what
want to
thing?
grab?
Turn into a bear? And
No,
plug?
I was thinking, she can like move the earth. And
Reshape
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna hold on.
I mean,
to
that
it.
makes more sense than the bear.
Definitely. I haven't even tried a bear yet. I know Pivum turned. Oh, never mind. Yeah. I mean, I was gonna hold on to the turtle because I felt like it was gonna be easier for me to remember to think about a turtle if I was holding on to the turtle. But I actually don't know how long this is gonna last. So I think this is a good idea. Can someone grab Killer and we'll go put these two back down there?
Robin will help.
So Robin, you pick up Killer, by the leg or something like that, and it's still trying to kind of get at you. It is absolutely living its angry girl era right now. As you and Neb toss Killer and the turtle into one of these holes.
I will gently place the turtle down.
Yes.
And then I will crouch down to look it square in the eye, still looking like a gaseous cloud. I'm going to go, next time, just take the granola bar.
It's Nature Valley.
And then I reach into my bag. I'm going to pull out one single berry that I still have from the morning and put down my nice little berry in front of it and go, it's a peace offering so that when you turn back into a frog, you don't think about coming back, okay? And then I'm going to turn around and I'll take however long it takes in 5-foot sections to plug up the hole. And I will continue to try to think about this creature being a turtle, mostly out of curiosity, but also just safety.
Yeah, safety. And you can mark when you feel like, oh, it's no longer occurring. Give yourself a little bit of a.
So yeah, technically,
yeah,
Neb will know, but she's never concentrated for that long on this kind of spell, so it'll be interesting to see when it happens. But yeah, that and also her form is going to stay up. So she's
Cool.
just going to come back up and go, okay, well, that was a distraction. What were we doing again?
Something important.
Oh, there's like there's some giant old man like sitting.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Right.
Is he okay?
We're all thinking it's Julian, right? We've already said that before the frogs.
I don't know.
We're about to find out.
I mean, because we haven't seen another like human soul in this entire place, and so
I remember now. We'd gotten to that point, and then we had decided that we didn't know if we could figure out anything else without actually talking to the guy, and then I was distracted by a tongue. So
we have to wake him up somehow.
That's happened to the best of us.
wait a minute. Weren't all these things glowing before? Silas,
They were.
I guess he's like looking
Yeah,
over
they
there.
were.
He's like, wait a minute.
Oh,
As
what
two.
I'm going to try to move him telekinetically. Let's see if it works this time.
So I'll even offer, similar to like when you can see the doors from one plane to another, it doesn't work if you're like off a little bit, but if you stand really, or float right directly where that hole is now, that door is now, where the runes have faded, you can affect him telekinetically.
I am going to just like gently raise him up to and like tumble him over to see if I can get him, like prop him up like he's sitting.
Okay.
and then I'm gonna say, are you alive?
So like a possessed ghost creature, his head lolling to one side as Silas manipulates this body into a seated position. He is alive. You can see some breathing. There's some color in his face, but he's unconscious. He is non-responsive, like a coma or like that kind of a thing.
We want to see if I can wake him up. Are we ready for that? Or
Well, I have a question. Have you ever tried to read the mind of someone who is unconscious or no?
I have not. I imagine
Tested me.
I imagine it might not be like, I don't know. The few times, how I've told you about this mind palace thing, the few times that I have been unconscious in these, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks that we've been together, however long it's been a very brief amount of time. And I've been unconscious more than I ever have in my entire life, all the other years. And I've been attacked by the Yakuza before. Okay. So anyway,
just dropping that.
So with
But aren't you special?
With that, I can say that like even when I went there, my mind went to another place, and it was way harder to access. So like, I guess what I'm saying is I couldn't wake myself up, even though like I understood what was going on in that room of the palace. I couldn't wake myself up, and so I'm like, I'm a little concerned that if he really is unconscious, that I would just waste the energy.
Well, let me try something. It's a little old-fashioned, but
Fireball! Just kidding.
and Robin's going to prestidigitate smelling salts
Yes.
underneath his nose.
Nice.
If that works.
What is your spellcasting modifier?
+7.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. No, sorry. +4.
+4. Okay. So yeah. You all can smell it. It is sharp, strong smell. And again, Robin, you have to be in exactly the right position unless you're going to move past the runes in order to do this and sort of float your spell through the little hole and all of that. You can also, it's sharp, but it gets underneath him, and he kind of has no reaction to it.
Okay.
Is it possible that some of these runes are keeping him asleep, and so we got to get him out of there in order to even wake him up?
Oh.
It's
Very, very possible. I mean, like I feel like and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm making an assumption.
I mean,
I feel like I could do some magical healing through this. Do I feel that way? I'm asking Deb.
Oh, me? Yeah. I mean, again, you feel like as long as you're in this little corridor of space, you can get some magic in there.
I mean, I feel like I could, when I wake Neb, especially you, because you're like unconscious all the time. Like when I wake you up, by the magic words, I feel like I could do it. And maybe we keep him in here, and then if he wakes up, and I don't know, like, can you take a lighter to those runes or something and light them up real quick again? Or I don't know. It may be easier to keep him in here.
Wait, you think the runes are sort of this?
Oh, it's some kind of prison for
prison?
sure. I've seen this way too many times in video.
What if we try to move one of the runes?
Well, it looks like someone already moved the runes. Maeve, did you do this? Because I know you were like staring at these, and then I got distracted.
Trying to ask for a door.
Ask who or whom? I never know which one that is. Ask who? Ask whom? Which is it?
Contextual.
It depends on who's before it.
Well, I don't know who you asked, but you got a door.
Someone, there was a voice.
Well, nice job.
Yeah.
Jolly
Thanks.
good.
Well,
I think we should just, if it's a prison,
Yeah.
why are we keeping the person in the prison?
Well, because the last person that was in a prison that we let out is turned into some evil lizard, goddess lady.
I would like to remind everybody that we don't know if she's still evil, and that because of her and our assistance, that whole entire world is coming back to life, and people seem very happy to see her.
She's alive, though.
Well, we don't know that either, and we don't know what's going on with him. And in the end, well, you've got a lot more surety than I do. I would rather know for sure, and I agree with Maeve. I think we just take him out and see if we can fix him, and maybe he is Julian, and we can get some answers, and maybe he is.
As they're talking, I'm floating him out.
Okay. I'd like you to make a sleight of hand check for this.
Nice. Is it telekinetic? Could I use charisma with my sleight of hand? Because I'm trying to get like a 30 here. Not a 30, but let's see.
Oh my god.
It is a 24.
It is a 24. Okay.
If I use charisma, it's like a 26.
As I notice that he's floating out, I'm going to quickly look at Maeve and say, did you still want to do the thing and where you look like Ivy?
Oh, right. Well, we don't know how this is going to go, so...
it's up to you. I'll follow your lead.
Do we think that's going to infuriate him?
I think it's a good idea if you stay hidden at first to see what his reaction is.
Then I'm going to go ahead and hide myself again and stand by on that.
Go and give me a stealth check real quick.
Sure. Plus 10, is that right?
And hey, nobody give it away that she's acting like Ivy. We all got to be like, has anybody taken improv classes? Like,
Yeah.
That one, and I was really bad at it.
All right, what was that, Maeve?
28.
28. Oh boy, I don't even need to write it down, really, do I? All right. So Silas, as you telekinetically sort of drag his body towards, trying to navigate, you do a really good job of getting him, really good and centered there. I will say though, just at the very end, as you're pulling him through, maybe his foot get a little bit lazy and it just sort of skims across one of those, and you all immediately smell a little bit of burning flesh. As you see, you get him out, but it's just sort of burnt the bottom of his foot as it is scraped across that rune, and he flops to the ground, still unconscious, with some oils on his
Well, I didn't know it was going to work like Operation Everything.
I think you did a great job. Now, can we heal him?
Collateral damage.
Maybe that will. If not, then maybe it is the runes keeping him asleep, and we can try something else.
So he's out now, though, right?
He's out of the runes. He is now on the ground in front of you. He's still unconscious. His foot is badly burned.
I am going to say sorry about the foot, bro. And when I do that, I'm going to do Healing Word.
Okay.
And it's going to restore 10 hit points.
Okay. His foot heals a little bit, seems to sort of scab over in an instant and stop, continuing to burn. It's a 2nd degree burn instead of a 3 at this point. And with that moment, he stirs a little. He lets out a sigh, and his eyes begin to move a little underneath his lids as they begin to flutter open.
Hello there.
Sunshine.
Ask him what his name is, Silas, since you're talking to him. Ask him what his name is.
I think he heard you, but what's your name?
One of these very thin, wrinkly, bony hands rises to his head as he starts to feel his presence, his physical body. He moves as if every joint and muscle aches with disuse and age as he rolls over and opens his eyes, kind of adjusting to the darkness, just starting to take in your faces.
So hey, I know that you chose poorly, but you're safe, and we are here to help you.
He sort of focuses on you, Silas, and other than Maeve, the rest of you are there around him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Man.
He looks at you, scans his eyes over to Robin, down to Fairuza, and over to Neb. He looks at you. He says, "I know who you are. Thank God you found your way. Where is the fifth?"
She's not with us at the moment. Actually, she's with Ivy at the moment.
You see a little blink. He says, "Oh no."
Oh no? Why is that bad?
How did Ivy seem to you?
Wait, who are you? What's your name? Are you Julian? Because we all thinking it. Are you Julian?
He props himself up on his hands and he says, "Of course."
Oh, good grief! Am I glad to see you?
He does not share your excitement or energy. This is he's been asleep for God knows how long.
But wait, why is it bad for Maeve to be with Ivy?
How long has she been released?
It's been 3 days.
Couple days. Yeah.
I guess that's true. He says, "How did she seem? How did she look?"
Looked like a lizard when we left her.
Strong.
It depends on who you ask.
Oh.
She also lied to us because she said that she spoke to you in the little mist. You know about the mist that you can talk to people who have departed?
Oh, sure.
Well, she said she talked to you, but if you're here, then that means you weren't dead. And so she lied about it.
Well, the mist can do all kinds of things, but I assure you she did not talk with me.
I think at this point, Robin's gonna kind of... She doesn't know where Maeve went, but she's... Either she's going to kind of give a signal of maybe Maeve should come out.
And Maeve is. And Maeve's going to go, "All right, this is ridiculous. Look, the ruse is pointless. Hi, I'm Maeve. We're not going to even play this game here. Clearly, you know who we are. There's no point to me pretending otherwise."
This is the first time you see him sort of startle as he looks at all of you gathered. He says, "Then you're all here. And you're all okay."
Yeah, everybody's okay. We just wanted to figure out how you were thinking about Ivy.
He says, then we still have a chance.
For what?
Well, to save the worlds, to save the realms. That is why you were brought here, of course.
Who brought us here?
Why, those who loved you, Pops, of course, and Harold and Priscilla and Dr. Craig, the esteemed Dr. Craig, and of course, Will, who did the final step for us, and he must have been successful.
And Maeve sort of doesn't even know how to begin to process that. There's just... So they brought us here, which... Fine. But aren't they dead? How does that work?
Not all of them, no.
As
The ones who are, how does that work?
As Maeve starts to dig in here, Silas is going to try to detect thoughts, and I'm just going to silently listen, and I'm looking for any kind of deceit.
So you're staying in the surface thoughts.
Surface thoughts, but I'm just trying to figure out any kind of markers for deceit. I'll back it up with, trying to be insightful.
Fantastic. Give me an insight check just so that there's a number I have on my.
It's a 19.
19? Okay. Okay, I will let you know if at any moment something feels off. If I'm saying nothing, it's that you're getting that the surface thought is matching what he's sharing.
Got it.
Mhm.
All right. So yes, go ahead, Maeve.
So you're saying that dead people brought us here. Some of them dead.
Well, yes, the veil, these realms are where those that have passed pass through. Some choose to pass all the way on, and others stay here if they feel there is more work for them to do. Others, like yourselves, are alive and stumble here, find these places through doors left open by scribes, like myself.
So, you know what? Let's start from the beginning. We've put a lot of this story together in bits and pieces and assumptions.
Of course, yes. It must have been enormously confusing, but there's only so much we can do from here to help you, to prepare you.
Well, knowing the full story, I think will finally help.
Please ask me anything you'd like to know.
While this is happening, I also want to be very aware of our surroundings.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
I want to make sure we don't get attacked while this is
You
happening.
got it. You notice that he is as well. He is having this conversation, but he's constantly kind of looking around and sensing the space here. In fact, he might sort of catch your eye and sort of say, sort of lock with you as if he's kind of on the same wavelength.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, okay. I know that we're trying to get the full story, but
Yes.
I just have to butt in and ask. I mean, you loved Ivy and she became a human for you, but now nothing. What did you love Ivy?
Deeply. The love of my life, really. I don't think we either of us expected it to happen. But when she came and she discovered more of her humanness, allowed herself to change, allowed herself to embrace what being a child of Éarte truly is, which is connection to one another. She became someone that I could not stop thinking about, that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. But as time went on, we began to worry about Tyver, the people of Tyver, and what would happen there. And so, yes, indeed, we tried to get her back. But the more time we spent in the Vale, the more I saw the ruler, Ivy, return. She began to lose that connection, that compassion she had learned in Éarte, and I could see it becoming more and more dangerous. And the only way that I could think of to protect her and stop Talrun, who was attacking at every turn, was indeed to trap them in the mirror. And if you are here, and if Ivy is out, then it means we are close to finally saving all of the realms. We need a ruler, a head of each of these worlds, or else they will fall into chaos, and we cannot let...
not to interrupt here, but we kind of dropped Talrun like a bad habit.
Well, I hope so. I tried to weaken him as much as I could during his confinement.
Oh, that was you. Thanks. That was helpful.
I'm sure as soon as he was released, very quickly, like Ivy, he would have regained his strength. But hopefully, when you first met him, he was at a level at which you all could take him down. And if you are here, I assume that means he did not succeed.
All right. Are you trying to say that there are rulers? You're saying they need new rulers? Are you trying to say that we should be the rulers?
The one doesn't have a ruler.
If you have destroyed Talrun,
and Ivy is returning to her previous thought patterns, then she and Floris are currently, right now, sending their reinforcements to Praxidiki and will shortly follow to take over. And if either of them get there and take rule of Praxidiki, then all is lost.
So we talked to Zola.
Yes.
And Zola thought that she was working with Floris against Ivy.
Well, Zola, I mean, has always been the most reasonable of the rulers that I have met. She cares deeply for Lyrilia and Lyrilia alone. She, unlike Floris and Ivy, never attempted to find their way to Éarte to take over any of the other realms. If she is afraid of Ivy, potentially she would make an alliance with Floris to stop Ivy, but I don't believe she wants Floris to have any more power or rule more than one realm either. She is interested in balance. And here, Silas, with your insight, you're not getting a lie, but you're getting some fear. That if Zola is, he trusts Zola, and this is a little scary to think maybe Zola isn't as trustworthy as he thought.
All right. Well, why does Floris have you?
It is a long story, but in the quest, when I'm working with Pops and with Dr. Craig and with Priscilla and Harold and Will, in order to bring you here, we knew we needed children of Éarte. The story said only children of Éarte can take down the rulers, can reset the balance. And Priscilla was unable to do so. Will was, unwilling to do so. And I am no longer really only a child of Éarte. We needed compassionate, strong individuals. Each of them chose you because they knew that you would be capable, that you would not turn away in the face of danger, that you would always choose the greater good. As we work together,
know each other though, like
they've all met here in the Vale. Yes.
So
your secret society was true.
Shadow Illuminati. Yeah,
they are waiting for you in Praxidiki if you can find your way there to them. They've hopefully prepared the way for you, are holding off Ivy and Floris as best as they can.
They physically?
Those that can. 3 of them, so Pops and Dr. Craig and Harold can only exist here in spirit form. They find ways to communicate. I don't suppose you've seen his beautiful hummingbird or his fox.
Oh.
Whoa.
Dr. Craig exists only as sort of a matter, astral star presence is how he tends to communicate and do what he can. Will and Priscilla are the only physical beings still here, and they had work to do. After Will volunteered to travel the world and deliver each of these letters to you, your tickets, to get you here, he returned, has been working with Priscilla Beckett.
How did Will get back? Or how did Will, if Will was here and you were talking to him,
yes,
how did Will get back to Earth?
Oh, well, I'm a scribe. I can create the windows.
So that was before you got caught up in whatever this was?
I sent him off to place the letters. And before he returned, Floris got hold of me. I was here trying to create doors and make passages to make your job easier. And she got hold of me.
How long ago was that? Because,
he says that
I don't spring chicken anymore.
He, rubs his head and he has no idea. He's been asleep unconscious for, it might have been yesterday. It might have been 30 years ago.
I'm going to minor illusion.
Yes.
A mirror in front of him.
Yes.
and just be like, were you like, this old, or were you like a young man when you?
So he's seeing his own reflection now.
Yes. I can since I'm looking at him, I can, and I even remember to reverse it. So
he, lets out a shriek as he sees his visage, just
it's not
gaunt
that bad.
cheeks and the beard. I mean, he is Rip Van Winkle as he looks at himself in the mirror. He is absolutely a different version.
Men are like fine wine. Like, it's fine, man. Like, the older we get, the better we look.
As he sort of scrambles
And
back.
what are women then?
Ah,
They're
yeah.
fine shampoo.
Eternally youthful.
That's right.
Yeah.
He has not aged like fine wine. He has aged more like cheese.
I love cheese.
It's something to age. It's another thing to suddenly be different.
Or like Wagyu, right? He's aged.
There we go. USDA Prime.
Oh, geez.
Dry
Steak would
aged.
be good right now.
Mm.
Have collected a lot of dust bunnies, but
Dry aged scribe.
aged scribe. You know, and he starts to look at his hands and the remnants of his clothes and just how thin he is, and you know, wasted away, that whatever sort of magical state he's been held in has kept him alive but not nourished. You know, you gave him, you know, 10 points with your healing word. Your feeling is he's got about 11 as he sits there with what's sort of left of him. But having seen that, his whole story has just flown out of his mind. This is all he can focus on at the moment. So you'll have to get him back on track if you have more questions.
So
Oh, go ahead.
So
No.
obviously it's been a while. You were not expecting Ivy to be stuck in the mirror that long.
No. I thought it was a temporary solution until we could gather the team. I thought I would be there to welcome her, reason with her. I figured if there was anyone in the world who could convince her not to return to her old ways, it would be me. She did love me once.
So you just like locked her in a room and then kind of left her there for, I don't know, a century or however old you are now?
You see tears well in his eyes, and you sense deep shame as he says this, and he genuinely begins to cry and say, yes, I would never have, should not have, perhaps it was the wrong thing to do, but I was a man alone and in love, and I was seeing her turn away from me, and I was seeing the world's in danger, and I did the only thing I was capable of doing, and perhaps it was wrong.
You see
what about
Silas's eye just kind of dims for a second, and he just kind of mutters to everybody where they can barely hear him. He's telling the truth. And that's probably about when that goes away.
Yeah, I mean, tears stream down his face into his beard. He seems, and he's got these bright blue eyes that are just sort of shining in the darkness, almost as if they're glowing with the same light from the runes, with just sort of this naked, vulnerable emotion. Sorry, Maeve, go ahead.
And what about the shards?
He says, yes, well, I broke the mirror and I hid the shards as best I could. I didn't want anyone who wasn't equipped finding them. But I knew we had to make it, we had to give you all some help so that you would be the ones, just you, to find them. And so each of your loved ones helped set up the traps, the puzzles, the challenges, tailored so that you and only you would be able to solve them. We could not risk someone else stumbling in and releasing these powerful foes if they were not of your capabilities.
I guess we got something to talk about when we see them.
What did you say, Maeve?
And where did the train go? Where did everyone on the train go?
Well, they stayed, of course, in Éarte. You all were in the room when the magic was triggered, and so you moved to the Vale in the temporary door that I set up, and they stayed in Éarte.
And the ones who died?
You were essentially ghosts to them.
And the ones who died?
The ones who died, if those that died in the crash would have either chosen to stay in the Vale if they had unfinished business. If not, they could choose to pass on. If someone did die in the crash, I am deeply regretful. It is intense magic. I tried to put it as far back in the train away from the staff as possible, but...
Well, you did mention that our loved ones are currently holding off gods in a fiery realm. I mean, we have no time to waste. We need to get to them.
Yes, absolutely. I think if I could just have a little bit more strength back, a little bit more time, I should be able to cut a door into Praxidiki. I just don't yet have enough to do so.
What about Floris?
Floris could be coming at any moment. I've been trying to sense for her. You can always hear when she is coming. It is like a storm approaching. So far, we are all right, but I do think we should find some better safety before she returns.
What do you suggest for safety? We're kind of strangers around here.
He sighs a little hopelessly and says, "You will know more of this place than I do. Floris caught me and brought me here."
Silas, you know, when we rest, in this realm, we feel so much better. Maybe I can create my sandcastle. And we can rest, and maybe that'll help. And we can give them the berries, and you can heal, and we can do whatever we can to get Julian back to full health.
But we need to make sure we watch to make sure he doesn't try anything squirrely.
Well, what I was going to say is, Julian, why should we trust you? I mean, clearly, you were in love with Ivy, and Ivy's betrayed us in some ways. Other ways, we're seeing what she's doing. She's changing. Nothing wrong with changing, but, you know, it's different. But there were some lies told. And why should we trust you?
Are you attempting anything with this? An intimidation, a persuasion? Is there any sort of specific...
Yeah, I would love to throw some persuasion in there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
And Neb's been real quiet this whole time, and when you do that, she'll just kind of give you a very gentle nudge against your side, and you can add a d6 to that.
And super fast, I would like to, like, as she's starting to do this, I am sending a message that only she can hear.
Okay.
And I am just saying, like, I'm literally just flashing the words that I was picking up from Julian, of like shame and
fear,
fear and all that kind of stuff, to try to also, you know, help her find the right words.
Okay, great. So, Getta, what's your?
I'm at a 32 right now.
32.
Wow. So listen, we've just met you. We've met a lot of people. Well, not people, but we've met a lot of creatures here, and very few of them have been trustworthy, and the ones that have mostly died. So, give us good reasons to trust you.
He seems pensive for a moment, and then his head falls into his hands. You hear a low moan sob, and as he looks back up at you again, his hair a scraggled mess, eyes shining, tears running down his cheeks. And he says, I can't give you a reason good enough to trust me. In fact, you probably shouldn't. You all are more capable of knowing who to trust after what you've been through than anything I could say. But know this. My only desire is to put the power in your hands. Your loved ones persuaded me to trust you. So really, I am offering you my help and support. I will follow you where you choose to go. And if I die, if you choose to leave me here, I will still have done what I could to help the realms.
Well, here's what I'll say. You know some of the things we must have faced to get here. You know how powerful we must be. And I just think that it's worth you keeping that in mind if you decide to try anything.
Intimidation, please.
Okay. Not as good. That's actually still a 25.
Okay. He's, any sort of pushback that you would expect from, like, a steel magnate from the 1930s, like any kind of that, like, manly, magnate robber baron quality. It just doesn't exist. You share this with him, this sort of like, I'm warning you, keep that in mind. And every ounce of him just sort of looks at you and says, you remind me of her at her best, Maeve.
Well, and if all of this is true, then getting you back to Ivy is probably the first thing we actually want to do. I know, and Neb will finally drop the form that she's been in and look like her original self and kind of make eye contact with everybody and say, I know the temptation to go and see everybody is there, but if we're really afraid that Ivy is going to do something that we will regret, then bringing Julian to her is really the best thing we can do as quickly as possible.
What if Ivy is
I don't
already...
agree with that at all.
Well, he looks at all of you and he says, you may be in luck. Ivy, I'm sure, is headed to Praxidiki. If you want to see your loved ones, if you want to claim the throne, protect the throne of Praxidiki, and you want me to see Ivy, it's all going to happen there.
Why haven't you ever considered a democratic form of rule? I don't understand.
He looks, he says, I am not God. I do not control the realms. Whoever.
It seems that this despotic rule is just a problematic situation waiting to happen regardless.
But Julian is saying that we have the power to fix that.
He looks to all of you and sort of says, yes, any ounce of Éarte and the qualities that make you truly beautifully human, any of that you want to bring to these realms to help heal, I can think of no better answer.
So the real question here, though, Julian, we set the worlds right, claim thrones or whatever you're talking about. Are you able to still open doors? Can you get all of us home?
As
this is all over?
I am strong enough, I believe I can.
All right, that sounds like a good deal to me.
He looks to you and he says, this final push will be hard, and all stories must come to an end. But I believe in you. And with that, we will call that a close to this episode of Children of Éarte. Thank you all so much for being here with me this evening. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Good night.
I need a nap.